Today we are answering the age-old question, breast versus thigh, to see what makes the best crispy chicken sandwich. And once we find out the winner, we're gonna take that and make my all-time favorite crispy chicken sandwich. All right, so we have our chicken here. You got the breast and the thigh. So we'll first start with the chicken breast. As you can see, this is super uneven and you don't really want that, especially for frying. So what we're gonna do, you got our meat tenderizer. We are going to just basically flatten it out. Imagine the size of the bun. So to me, that is about like a good sized chicken sandwich. And now we have the thigh, and the thigh is already pretty thin. You don't need to pound it out, but as you can see, there's all this excess fat because that will just be chewy and gross. And there, breast is good to go, thigh's good to go. Now we will make the wet batter. So for our wet batter, super simple. The main base is going to be buttermilk. So we're just gonna add enough to really coat the breast and thigh. The next step is a decent splash of pickle juice and your hot sauce of choice. I like this one, it's super vinegary and just personal preference, but really any hot sauce works. You're gonna wanna give that a little whisk. Plop in your chicken, so we'll go in with the thighs, go in with the breasts. You let that submerge. You want it to sit for, I don't know, a couple hours, pretty much until you're ready to fry. Obviously, the longer the better. So while this sits, we are going to now make the homemade pickles. Super simple. What we're gonna wanna start with is the brining liquid. So here we have equal parts water and vinegar. Just add it to a pot. And then all you're gonna wanna add, I've got salt. Truthfully, whenever I do pickling liquids, I really just eyeball it. So I go like, I don't know, 2 tablespoons of salt, a big pinch. And then normally I would be using regular sugar. I don't have any, so I'm using brown sugar. Similar, like I just eyeball it. So another couple big pinches. And that's it, super simple. Basically just bring this to a boil. So super high heat. We'll get that going, super hot. And yeah, people think that you need to let the cucumber sit in the pickling liquid for days to get like perfect pickles, but really like, if you get that boiling hot, add it to a jar, you'll see within like 20 minutes, it'll already start pickling, which will be perfect for our sandwich. So cucumber, I actually don't like my pickles super thin, so I'll go for a little bit thicker pieces. These are literally just standard cucumbers. You add this to a jar with the liquid and you'll have pickles. All right, mason jar, add the cucumbers. Now you can just leave it as is and you'll get pickles, but you can also level it up a little bit. So I will be adding some black peppercorns as well as dill. Basically you just add this stuff to add more seasoning. Our water is boiling. We're gonna try and get this perfectly in there. There we go, we only spilled a little bit. Close her up. All right, chicken is still brining, pickles are pickling. All that's left really is to make a sauce. To me, mayo is the best like base layer for any really complex sauce. So we got mayo. I also am just gonna eyeball all this. Next up is Dijon mustard. We're gonna add some honey in there, give it some sweetness. Then we're just gonna add a little bit of garlic powder, smoked paprika, and then red crushed peppers. So you kind of get like a little bit of sweetness from the honey, some heat from this, a little bit of pepper. Mix this up. A little bit of hot sauce to kind of loosen it up. All right, give that a taste. Gonna add a little bit more honey though. That hot sauce at the end was a little too vinegary. That's bomb. All right, sauce is done. We're gonna start preheating our oil because essentially as soon as we coat the chicken, you wanna fry it right away. You don't really want it sitting around for a while. That was some loud glugging. This is just regular vegetable oil, frying oil. We'll turn this on and basically we're looking for a temperature of about 350. All right, for the dry batter, super simple. We're gonna do an equal ratio of flour and cornstarch. Basically, the reason I do cornstarch, I just find that it makes a crispier texture to the chicken as opposed to just regular flour. So we have the dry ingredients. Now you wanna season it because obviously that's gonna be the outer coating of the chicken. A couple pinches of salt. Then we're just gonna go with some onion powder, garlic powder, and paprika. Incorporate all those seasonings. And now one thing I'll do before I drop in the chicken is I'll essentially do little driplets of the wet batter here because as the wet batter hits the bowl, it's making these divots into the flour, which is gonna cling onto the chicken and make a just crispier outer texture. And you can see all these little like clumps, that essentially came from the dripping I did with my hand. So that's a little good trick to get extra crispy bites. We'll get ready to drop in the thigh. Here we go, that's the thigh. Really press in on it. All right, so here we have it, the coated chicken breast and chicken thigh. These are gonna be cooking, same temperature, same oil. So it's completely neutral, no bias. And yeah, we'll figure out which one makes the best chicken sandwich. Now we're just gonna check in on the oil. So right now it's 260, so give it like, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. Easiest way to tell if your oil's ready, get one of these, it's like 20 bucks. Temperature's reading 375, 350, 375. It's all the same. So dropping the breast and we're dropping the thigh. So this should go for about 3 to 4 minutes per side. Typically the breast will take a little bit longer to cook because it's a little bit thicker than the thigh. Look for a nice golden brown. As you can see, it's already developing some great color. You still just want it a little bit more golden brown. So I'll just use my tongs or a spatula or a spoon and kind of just baste the little areas that are peeking out. I mean, this looks beautiful right now. I mean, this looks like it's like 30 seconds away, I want to say. So thigh to me looks beautiful. We're gonna pull this out and transfer it to a wire rack. But the reason I'm transferring to a wire rack as opposed to paper towels is you don't want it to sit on a paper towel where it soaks up the grease and will sog the bottom. Whereas the wire rack, there's some air underneath, and so it'll still remain solid and crispy until you're ready to plate. And the breast finished. Right off the bat, I will say both of these look pretty fucking awesome. To me, the breast just looks like a perfect piece to sit on the bun. It does seem that there are a little bit more crispy bits on the thigh. I really don't know which one will be better. Got our chicken cooling down, pickles, sauce. We have our brioche buns. We're just gonna toast these and then assemble. So to toast the buns, super simple. A little bit of oil, heat it up. That's the color you're looking for. Let's go build these sandwiches. All right, we got our toasted bun, our sauce, homemade pickles. I mean, you'll see after 20 minutes, it already pickled. Then we'll take our beautiful chicken breast, plop it down. Got our toasted top bun, a little bit more sauce, close it up. And now all we gotta do is make the chicken thigh one, and then we'll taste it. All right, we have both of the chicken sandwiches right here, and not gonna lie, they both look incredible. If I had to pick one just on looks alone, I'd probably go with the breast. Just looks like a complete sandwich to me. It's very compact, it fits in the bun perfectly. But I will say, like, I would not be mad if I got this either. This looks like it'll be crispier, and the thigh also tends to be a juicier cut of meat. So, there's only one way to find out, and that's with trying both of them, so cheers. I don't know if you could hear that. Just listen to the chicken on its own. Definitely super crispy. That was expected. It's great. The crunch is on point, so if you're big into texture, the thigh, that's the way to go. I will say, I want a little more chicken though. I want more of a chicken bite, and I think we're gonna get that with the breast, but let's see. Cheers. Those are both awesome. You definitely get more crispy crunchiness with the thigh. I think that's just because there's more surface area. That being said, I get more of the chicken in the breast. So it really is a trade-off. I'm gonna have to go with the breast. I think the breast still has enough crunch to where it is a great chicken sandwich. There's the thick chicken in there, whereas here, it's super thin. Some of it is just like crispy bit, which is great, but I don't know. To me, breast is the winner. Now that we've found the type of chicken that makes the best chicken sandwich, let me show you how I make my personal favorite chicken sandwich. When I think chicken sandwich, to me, I think of buffalo sauce. I absolutely love buffalo chicken. The only difference is we're gonna make a homemade ranch using all this, and then some buffalo sauce using good old Frank's Red Hot, because that's my personal favorite. So, first thing we'll do is start with the ranch. Similar like the last sauce, it is mayo based, as all good things are. I wanna say there's a half cup of mayonnaise in here, 1/4 cup sour cream. We'll set that aside because we have to get our dill and parsley. Some recipes also call for chives. I just don't have any. And that's good enough. So, grab the parsley and dill into the bowl. We'll add some seasonings. We got onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Last ingredient, buttermilk. Just kind of like a splash till you get the consistency you want. We're still adding this to a chicken sandwich, so you don't want it too runny. That is solid ranch. Ranch is done. The only other component we have to make for this sandwich is the buffalo sauce, and super simple. Have a stick of butter. We'll add this with the butter. This is a giant bottle, so I'll do half of it. Just gonna melt it, combine, and then you'll have your buffalo sauce to coat your chicken. So the butter has fully melted. As you can see, it's a nice, thick, glossy sauce. Only thing left to do really is fry the chicken. As you guys know, breast is the way to go. So we're gonna let the oil heat up to about 350, and then we'll drop it in. So this is looking nice and golden brown. Very dark. and we'll just let that rest. All right, we just fried the chicken, and now we have all the components to make my favorite fried chicken sandwich. So to start, we got ranch. That'll be the first thing on. I also like to add blue cheese because I'm super indecisive. I like them both, so I'm gonna just put on both. We'll top it with some lettuce for color and just something fresh. Chicken, we'll go into the hot sauce. We'll coat it super fast so it doesn't sog up. And then instead of pickles, I do pickled onions. Super simple. You basically follow the exact same steps we did to make the pickles, but instead of cucumbers, you just add a red onion. So those are all the components. Let's get into building it. That is a sexy ass chicken sandwich. There we have it, my favorite crispy chicken sandwich. Time for the best part. Cheers. I don't know if you can see how juicy. That is so fucking good. Does not get much better than that. There you have it, my all-time favorite chicken sandwich. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what sandwich you want to see me make next.